Money, coins, loot value, storage value. Some of the biggest words used in ABI to measure one's day. Kidding aside, with the lack of engagement in lore, deeper survival aspects, and overall progression, the amount of riches you have in the game defines how well you've played and your overall experience as a player. Some people storm their way into forbidden and lockdown zones as if it's just another day in the office, collecting their millions, while some have to scratch and claw their way to an already imbalanced PvP experience, hindering their goals of money making. Obviously, I'm not part of the former as I've had my fair share of experience being part of the latter. But here's the thing, most players think making money in Arena Breakout Infinite is about dominating PvP and running the best gear. And I do understand and accept that I'm not a top 100 player, nor am I one of the richest players you'll ever see in the game, but despite playing ABI as a 9 to 5 adult, I can be confident and be proud to say that I've consistently stayed profitable and mostly avoided major losses. With the knowledge I've gathered from my personal experience playing ABI, I'm going to give you 10 easy money making tips in Arena Breakout Infinite. But before we do hop in, I just want to thank GearUp yet again for being my go-to option for better latency and overall responsiveness in my raid. For a short yet very detailed explanation of how this can actually help you, please give this part of the video a short listen. Whenever I do my recordings, I tend to team up with GigaChads in NA or EU servers and tank over 200 ping just to be able to play properly. But recently, I found GearUp, a safe-to-use app that reduces my ping around 20 to 40 ms locally and around 30 to 50 ms for cross-region play. Added with their anti-pocket loss feature, my gameplay felt more smooth and consistent no matter the host. Do not worry though, this app is completely legal and a lot of well-known creators and gaming brands already use GearUp. It also has an ongoing collaboration with Arena Breakout Infinite and is one of the highest rated tools on Trustpilot. To use it, simply just open the app, select Arena Breakout Infinite, click Boost, launch the game, and you're good to go. If you're on weaker hardware or sometimes deal with unstable internet, this can really help smooth things out. They're offering free trials for more premium features, and you can use code LZY to try it out for yourself. First, we will tackle the free and guaranteed ways to earn money. These are the easiest ways to earn free money or earn them passively by just playing the game organically. You can potentially gain coins through these methods without even hopping into a single raid. First tip is to claim every free reward. Whenever you log into the game, you will immediately notice notification markers on most of the menu buttons on your screen. We have menus like the Battle Pass menu, in-game store menu, and events menu to name a few places where with a couple of clicks, you can easily earn free and easy money. And if you think about it, you gain these rewards by simply logging into your ABI account. By logging in, you are rewarded for free. And also added to the fact that once you complete a game or two, meet specific objectives, or simply playing the game how you usually do it, you already gain rewards which are mostly cash or can be sold for cash with little to no effort at all. Tip number 2 is to turn free bundles into profit. Free bundles have been a very underrated item in ABI. They essentially give you decently good gear and ammo with an average level of 4 protection or penetration, and with each specific bundle, they either give you a fully healthy vest and a helmet, and ammo bundles that will give you multiple stacks of the ammo type of your choosing. These are really great if you're on a tight budget or want to do thrifty raids. First of all, they are free, so when you lose them, you don't really feel much of a loss as they become disposable assets. Apart from their usage, if you find them not worth using, as the rise of tier 5 ammo and armor have been more prevalent, you can resort to sell these instead on the market. Whereas the armor and ammo that's provided by these bundles, they sell really fast as they are a general need by most of the players. Do take note that this is only talking about these two specific bundles, as there are also other bundles for coins, gold items, and even red items as well. Tip number 3 is to join or create your own squad. If you have not joined or formed a squad yet in ABI, your account is either very new or you got completely lost by the countless sub-menus in the game. Squads are this game's form of a clan system. Although it's still lacking, it encourages players to accomplish squad objectives that grant rewards to every single member. Like most how event missions are set up, you just need to play the game. Complete objectives like reaching an amount of accrued loot value in a span of let's say 5 to 10 raids. And from my personal experience, the coin bundles given by these squad missions are great ways to get your footing back on tough losses. And they also give you that extra boost in coins in case you need to shell out some extra money for better gear and ammo. Right now, squads can only house 6 members at a time. but I do hope they add more member slots in the future and also more rewards to keep the squad members engaged. So if you haven't joined or formed a squad yet, this is the best time to ask your squad mates or even the good randoms you play with to get started. We now move to the next level of methods where you maintain the core mindset of money making. These are ways to earn money that require minimal effort, sometimes with minimal impact, but guarantee a high payout for the long term. And if we're lucky enough, make a big break in the short term as well. The next tip is to always play to break even or even exceed it. Approach your raids with the mindset to break even. This means that you have in the back of your mind a target loot value goal that will meet the expenses that you made for building your entire loadout. Let's say your entire build right now is worth 500k. Then gaining a loot value of the same amount will mean you have recovered your expenses, and anything else you earn from this point onward will be guaranteed profit paired with a successful extraction. Next tip is to play for extractions and not just kills. Now do not be misled with this one, as I know there are a lot of varying playstyles that are within this game's bounds. This specifically encourages survival above all else. Shame any rats if there are any watching this video, but when all of the chips are down and the encounter is not in your favor, do you either die a heroic death, losing of the hundreds of thousands of coins of loot and gear that you have built, or take the other route and not become part of the Loots OP Loot video where you prioritize your survival and prevent any money loss on your end. As cowardly as it may seem, escaping to survive the raid is technically still a win. And not losing gear, ammo, or your entire loadout that you spent money on is a form of profit and also investment, as you get to utilize it for another raid with more chances of success. Next tip is to run budget loadouts that still perform for you. Budget kits, budget runs, naked runs. These are terms you will commonly hear in extraction shooters. This involves lowering the risk value for a chance or a gamble to win bigger than you normally can. There are tons of loadout options that allow you to survive a raid against enemy NPCs and even on some occasions against real players. One good example we have is the usage of quick kits. Either utilizing one or creating one yourself, you set yourself up for an entry value, but capable of a competent enough of a performance when you play your cards right. Other examples we could give is resorting to flesh ammo, going for leg meta, slow and steady ARs like the AK-102, or a classic strat of the naked tapper. And even covert ops raids can also be considered a good budget run for your money making as well. In short, you come in cheap with a deadlier hunger for profit and potentially come out 3 times richer. Finally, we're at the top level of money making methods, as these next few tips require you to become very active and consistent to ensure that every decision you make will yield profit in both the short term and the long term of your gameplay. Next tip is to maximize your slot values. It's a natural instinct for us to react to a big item and its color, but sometimes it doesn't really equate to the profit if you look at it more carefully. At certain times, a gold item that has a 2x3 size can be outvalued by another gold item but with a 1x2 size instead. This also applies to all rarities, as every item has its inherent value to either being a necessity for a workbench materials or item exchanges with traders. This specific tip has branched out from a previous video that I made called the 15 must-know tips for Arena Breakout Infinite, and in relation to this specific topic of money making method, feel free to check out that video as well. Next tip is to farm supply marker runs consistently. Have you ever seen this icon on your items? These are supply marker icons. This means the items that you have with these icons have been provided by the game itself and have limitations of being sellable in the market. To be able to remove these said markers, players have to bring the item into the dark zone and then also extract with them as well. The moment you return to your base, supply markers are then removed from every item that you have that had them, ranging from the consumables, attachments, armor, and more. You can opt to do supply marker runs, as some items have a high demand, which mostly means that they can be quickly and easily sold in the market. To do this, you can place the items with supply markers either in your bag, your rig, or your pockets, and then head to the nearest or earliest extraction point for your convenience. Next tip is to flip items for profit. To me, this is one of the fun parts of the game. It gives you the opportunity to earn money without even going out to raid. This is where you actively use your brain to analyze good deals, create trades, and what would sell best and fast. I always call back to my days playing the gem of a game that is Lost Light, where I earned almost 50% of my earnings there from just crafting, trading, and selling. Although it's a given that crafting in ABI generally does not yield any profit, but trading and selling does. This is where the traders come in and you have to see their wares and their deals to see which or where you can capitalize on. Dick Vincent is a special trader as well, as he gives you a random assortment of supplies that can be bought very cheap and sold very high. Items like multiple sets of surgical kits, some armored rigs, bags, even locked room keys that will be presented cheaper than being market bought. If I recall 2 seasons ago, before the drastic price drop of the A1 bullets, I spent 2 hours in trading and reselling them to help me earn 10 million in total. It was a lucky situation too, as for sure the developers picked up on this and they patched it out immediately. But the point here is that you can also earn money like that at the comfort of your own base, as long as you have the eagle eyes on the market. And final tip is to wishlist high demand items only. Calling back to this video that I made, it's one of the tips that I cannot encourage enough. I tend to get viewers ask me, why did you pick up that VGA cable? Why did you pick up that rectifier? At a glance, some of the most useless items in terms of price and rarity. But going back to your market knowledge, if you took time to see trader wares and what they have to offer, they could potentially offer items and equipment that would be very expensive from a direct buy but insanely cheap with a trade. As the example shows, 3 VGA cables can give me a free Z3 headset. A rectifier with some computer parts can give me a KSS2 helmet. And those are only a few that I mentioned amongst a wide variety of items listed on my wishlist. We also have a PSU, which can also be traded for a GS2 headset, or a piece of cotton, some solar panels, silver badges, or a 926 composite vest. Fulfilling your wishlist items gives you the benefits of the items you can either use for your raids or transform them into instant profit once posted and sold in the market. And there you go. 10 tips. 10 tips to help you make money easier in Arena Breakout Infinite. And those are only a few things that I know as a growing and learning player of the game, but I'm pretty sure I missed a few. And if I did, please let me know in the comment section. I'd like to know what special techniques do you do to earn money in ABI. A big shout out again to all of the members of my channel. Greatly appreciate your support for me and what I do. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a like. Subscribe if you are new. Thank you so much for watching. I hope to see you guys in the next one.